Allegations of Cuban involvement in Russia's war on Ukraine, unraveling the complex web of human trafficking. Recent claims from Cuba have ignited international concern and intrigue, unveiling a suspected web of human trafficking that positions Cubans on the front line of the Russia-Ukraine war. On Monday, Havana's foreign ministry made a startling revelation, suggesting that a human trafficking ring operating from Russia has been actively recruiting Cubans to bolster Russian military efforts in Ukraine. This operation, according to the Cuban authorities, targeted not just Cubans residing in Russia, but also those in Cuba. While the statement from the ministry was scant on specifics, it confirmed the initiation of criminal proceedings against perpetrators of this illegal recruitment. Havana's stern proclamation also delineated its stance on the ongoing conflict. Cuba is not part of the war in Ukraine. By vowing firm action against any form of human trafficking that engages Cubans in warfare against another nation, Cuba aims to distance itself from direct involvement in the ongoing conflict. This is particularly significant given the complex geopolitical implications of such recruitment, potentially straining Cuba's relations with other nations. Yet the situation isn't without its paradoxes. Cuba and Russia have a deep-rooted historical alliance that dates back to the Cold War era, and the Caribbean nation has often rallied in support of Moscow. A poignant instance of this was in May when Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel, in an unusual interview with Russian state-controlled network Art, voiced concerns familiar to the Kremlin. Diaz-Canel condemned NATO's expansion towards Russia and criticized the sanctions imposed on Moscow. He also praised the ongoing Russian collaborative projects in Cuba. Given this backdrop, the human trafficking allegations introduce an intriguing twist in the dynamic, with Cuba attempting to balance its allegiance to Russia and its commitment to international law and the well-being of its citizens. The silence from the Russian government, which hasn't responded to allegations, further compounds the mystery. It raises questions about the extent of Russia's knowledge or involvement in this alleged trafficking network and how this will play out in the broader context of the Russia-Ukraine conflict and Cuba's international relations. As the global community waits for further details and clarity, it's crucial to consider the potential ramifications of these allegations. If substantiated, they may not only strain Cuba-Russia ties, but also open discussions about the vulnerabilities of citizens in conflict zones and the shady operations that prey on them. Russian assaults in Ukraine, civilian tragedies and infrastructure damage. Tensions continue to escalate in Ukraine as civilian areas face the brunt of Russian military actions. On Tuesday, Ukrainian officials released alarming details, drawing global attention to the harsh realities faced by those caught in the crossfire. In the southern Zaporizhzhia region, an elderly resident, age 74, became the latest victim of this unrelenting conflict. The village of Mala Tokmachka witnessed devastation as Russian forces launched multiple offensives, leading to the demise of the senior citizen and causing substantial damage to buildings and crucial infrastructure. Yuri Malashko, who oversees the military administration in the region, provided these unsettling details, underscoring the profound human cost of this ongoing conflict. Simultaneously, other parts of Ukraine bear testimony to the indiscriminate nature of the attacks. In the southern Kherson region, the violence spared no one, not even children. An unfortunate young individual suffered injuries as Russian troops targeted residential areas. Alexander Prokudin, who is at the helm of the Kherson region's military administration, also highlighted the economic impact of the assaults. Berislav district's grain warehouses, which play a pivotal role in the nation's food supply and export, were hit, potentially disrupting local and international food supply chains. Additionally, in the eastern Donetsk region, civilian areas continue to face bombardment, resulting in injuries to 2 individuals. Pavlo Kirilenko, the official overseeing the region's military matters, confirmed these casualties. The recent updates from various Ukrainian regions serve as a grim reminder of the ongoing crisis' severity. With each passing day, it becomes increasingly evident that ordinary citizens, irrespective of age or background, are enduring the brunt of a conflict that shows no signs of abating. These tragedies accentuate the urgent need for peaceful resolutions, underscoring the high stakes involved for both the people of Ukraine and the broader international community. Russian air defense's counter-drone assault in Crimea. Tensions continue to mount in the disputed Crimean Peninsula, with Russia's defense apparatus being put to the test on Tuesday morning as they countered a drone offensive. According to the Russian Ministry of Defense, the aerial strike was targeted at installations within what they deem the territory of the Russian Federation. The thwarted drone assault comes amidst a backdrop of heightened military activities in the region. Ukraine's resolve appears to be intensifying, as evidenced by the escalation of military operations in Crimea. This is a strategic effort by the Ukrainian forces to reclaim a region that carries not just geopolitical importance, but also significant historical and cultural resonance for the Ukrainian people. The peninsula, rich in history and strategically located, has been a point of contention since Moscow's troops annexed it in 2014, drawing condemnation from the international community. But the increased frequency of such incidents, including drone attacks, underlines the persistent and evolving nature of the conflict in the region. While technology plays a pivotal role in modern warfare, the human, economic, and diplomatic costs continue to rise, underscoring the urgent need for a peaceful and lasting resolution between Russia and Ukraine. The global community watches closely, hoping that both nations can find a way to coexist without further bloodshed.